Hey guys, Miss Easterly here. I'm coming back with you for video 2 of Roman government and society. So society is a group of people living together in a community. The Roman society is heavily influenced by the ancient Greeks because the Romans did conquer the Greeks and they became part of their large empire. So some things that they borrowed from the Greeks were religion. So the Greeks had the 12 gods and goddesses of Mount Olympus, and you see the same similar gods in Roman religion as well. Both religions, Greek and Roman, were polytheistic, meaning that they believed in many gods. For instance, Zeus in Greek was considered Jupiter in Roman society. Athena changed into Minerva, Ares into Mars, Artemis into Diana. She's personally my favorite, and Poseidon into Neptune. Now, the Romans believed that their emperors, for instance, Augustus, was chosen by the Greek gods and goddesses to rule the people, and they worshiped them as if he himself was a god. And you see a lot of their artwork shows emperors being chosen by the gods and going to Mount Olympus when they pass. Eventually, the Romans do turn into Christians and they become a monotheistic religion. But at first, Christians are heavily persecuted in the Colosseum and they're seen as a threat to the Roman Empire. Roman art, they borrowed a lot of ideas from the Greeks, but they were different. For instance, they borrowed their statue work and artistry from the Greeks, but the Greeks like to show people as being young and youthful and looking like a god and being seen as beautiful, whereas the Romans like to show every little blemish on your skin. So wrinkles, warts, zits, scars, anything you had, they wanted to make people look very realistic. So when you see a Greek statue, it's going to be beautiful, flawless. Roman statue, it's going to look just like the person looked when they were alive. The Romans did also borrow columns from the Greeks. We also see columns in our architecture in the United States from the Greeks as well. The Romans developed cement, which allowed them to build roads and buildings that have lasted for centuries. And the Romans brought different types of literature to the world. For instance, odes are long poems dedicated towards a topic. Satires are stories that make fun of or joke about a topic like politics. And histories are books that are records of the past. Roman achievements, to conclude with this slide, is not only the fact that they created a huge empire, but they built aqueducts, roads, they brought Latin to the world, Christianity. How they ran their government and law is very similar to other places like the United States. Mosaics, socks, newspapers, coins, arches, the calendar, and also the fact that people volunteer for the military are things that the Romans brought to us today. So that's the end of video 2.